When you're dressing, the whole dress to impress, dress for your job, you in essence, you're showing everybody around you, especially to your clients, and this whole channel is about being profitable. You're showing that you are arriving. You have spent the time and the effort to put yourself together, to put your ensemble together, your outfit together, and you are ready to go. You are
Right.
prepared to do your job. Okay.
Right.
So, especially when you're going for an interview, yeah, you better dress to the nines. Now, does that mean, you got to come in with a cravat and a whole three-piece suit? Or for a woman, do you have to come in with a ballroom dress? Yeah, nah, you don't got to look like a Southern belle, but you should not show up in your sweatpants like you were mentioning earlier either.
Right.
You
Right.
you know, some people, look, I've hired punk rockers literally coming in with the platform boots and the spikes and the chains and the freaking. I hired a dude with a mohawk. This guy had like a 3.5 foot tall mohawk. And the girls in the salon were saying there is no way he's gonna fit. I'm saying, are you kidding me? Do you understand how much work it takes to get a mohawk, a 3.5 foot tall mohawk? Do you understand how much work that takes every day to get that sucker to stand up? This is precisely the person we want to be styling other people's hair, and because that is gonna, the entire conversation is going to be nothing but, you need this product, you need this, you need that, you need to spend this time. That this kid made a mint. He made a mint. Okay.
Right.
I had a girl who would literally put on a full face every single day. She thought she was Harley Quinn. She put on a full face every single day. And everyone's like, dude, she looks like a clown. I'm like, you know what? That's her thing. She puts herself together very well. I'm hiring her. If she's going to dedicate that much effort and time to putting herself together, she's paying attention to details. She cares about details. So it shows me that you care enough about how you look, you are going to care enough how everybody else looks. At that point, I can hone your skill set. I just need you to have a bit of talent. If you have 1% talent, I can create 100% out of that. Yep. But if you have absolutely zero talent, that one's going to be a little bit rough. But either way, you could have 100% talent. But how is that going to work? Yeah, if you're dressed sloppily, if you're dressed lazily, by default, you're just not going to care.
Right.
It's like when people work from home. Some people are like, oh, I just roll out of bed and I just start working. It's like, yeah, but that shows in your performance review. You work from home. I know people who work from home. They literally get out of bed, they get in the shower, they get dressed as if they're leaving the house. And PJs is not putting on your fancy PJs, is still putting on PJs.
Right. Right. I along those lines, I had, and actually she works down the hall from me now, and I can mention her because she's still a really good friend, Lindsay. When Lindsay was 18 years
Lindsay's
old.
Awesome. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Lindsay, straight out of beauty school, had dreadlocks. She came in, she was dressed well. Okay. She wasn't, she's not the, mini skirt kind of girl. Okay. But she was dressed well. But she had these dreads. She had a couple of face piercings. But the vibe that she gave off, I knew that this was something we could work with. And the salon manager at the time, I hired her as a colorist. The salon manager at the time came to me and said, "Who's this girl? What are you doing? She doesn't fit it. She's not going to fit into our mold." I go, "No, she's totally going to fit into our mold." And she had a decent skill set for after beauty school, right? But she really, she needed fine tuning, and she worked her tail off. And now what? We're at like 18 years later. The kid's doing $3,500 a day in business. Has the clientele to choke a horse, and still she looks She doesn't come in dressed down. She comes in dressed, let's call it business casual, for lack of a better term. And her clients it's a conga line in and out of her chair with people. And I'm just using Lindsay as an example. I firmly believe in that you have to dress for the job that you want. And if you can take your ego, put it in your back pocket, and listen to someone like you, someone like Bernard, someone like me, who has done it the hard way. A lot of it's the hard way. You can actually build yourself a really profitable career.